Scientists in China are trying to determine if a new virus strain is responsible for a pneumonia outbreak in the city of Wuhan. At least 59 people are believed to have been sickened by the new virus.
U.S. health officials are concerned this rapid spread could mimic the massive SARS outbreak of the early 2000s, which resulted in 774 deaths in 29 countries.
If the virus turns out to be readily transmissible from human to human, then we'll have a much larger problem on our hands.
Officials there have just confirmed the first human-to-human transmission of coronavirus.
The World Health Organization is holding an emergency meeting to determine whether this outbreak is now an international public health emergency.
The risk to the American people remains very low.
I don't think we need to be worried like we were back in the SARS days.
Here in America, there are no known cases.
A staggering number reached Thursday, the worldwide total of confirmed COVID-19 cases now surpassing 1 million. As infections climb, criticism is also mounting. Could governments around the globe have done more and done it earlier to fight the outbreak? Weeks before Europe became the
It's very weird seeing the streets so empty. All you hear is sirens, no cars on the streets, it's all homeless people or military people.
It's very post-apocalyptic in a weird way.
Normally you would hear honks every second and people just honking like crazy for no reason, and now you don't hear any of that. There's no street noise except for sirens. The first symptom was lack of smell and taste, and that was, for me, that was the worst.
That was for him. My first symptoms started with sore throat and like congestion, and then that turned quickly into diarrhea and lack of smell and taste, and then fever, and then cough, and then the fever went away and it came back, and then it went away again and then came back, and like it was probably about two and a half weeks of just like, you know, feeling like complete shit for 2 or 3 days, and then feeling a little better, and then getting knocked on my ass again.
We weren't severe enough to be considered candidates for testing at the time, because when we had it, there was very limited numbers of testing in New York, and they were only doing elderly and very, very sick people.
It's definitely being underreported. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've had that conversation with other friends in the area who couldn't get tested despite having clear symptoms, and, you know, calling their doctor and being told you presumably have it.
Ohio is about 2 weeks behind, say, New York City. So we're just preparing for a possible surge. I worry about how this virus is impacting, you know, nursing as a whole, and how it's going to impact my coworkers, my family, my friends. And there's so many healthcare workers out there on the front lines that don't have the proper PPE, and they're working in some pretty crazy conditions. I'm grateful enough that I think that we're pretty prepared for whatever's coming our way.
The coronavirus has affected me in a lot of different ways. I am now a homeschool teacher. I also work at Seattle University College out here, and we're kind of in, I've worked overtime a lot lately because I work in the communications department, so we're doing crisis communication and also trying to help students, current students. It's been hard to work long hours at home and then also homeschooling 2 kids. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, and they're very rambunctious. I mean, I'm not a teacher, right? I mean, my kids don't even listen to me half the time. I've also had a death in the family. My grandmother passed away Monday night, and it's been really hard for our family. She died from the coronavirus, and she was alone, and we were able to Zoom in and be there for part of that, but it was really heartbreaking and challenging and really hard on our family.
Losing a family member will definitely prove that this thing is real. It is something to take seriously. It is it's definitely happening. I see a lot of people who are casting aside all worry about it and saying, "Oh, this is just They just want you to be afraid, man, kind of thing. And that's not the case. I know firsthand that's not the case. My entire family knows firsthand that's not the case. This is a real thing that's happening.
Of course, you have to have the stragglers who, take pictures of the Easter Bunny and are having parties and things like that. But I think that overall, Mike DeWine has done an excellent job at keeping everybody informed and keeping all of the Ohioans safe.
I think that the state of Washington has done a great job handling the situation. Right at the beginning, our governor took it serious and really acted on it.
I think Cuomo's been a very solid voice in all this.
I feel pretty okay about the job the Louisiana government has done.
You didn't use it to ramp up testing. Right now,
you're so
20 million people
disgraceful.
are unemployed.
I think our president could have handled this a lot better. I think he could have taken it a little more seriously and been a bit more of a leader than he has been.
They have done a very bad job of putting together a national plan and leaving it all to the states, kind of like a patchwork, and then changing their minds and then trying to pick up all the supplies.
I think the federal government is a little late to the party. That's why we have a lot of problems nationally when they're playing catch up a bit.
I feel like on the 1st of May, we'll probably reopen everything, and then we're going to have a bunch of sick people probably. I really never expected to see anything like this in my lifetime, where everyone just said, okay, stay inside, stop working, just stay inside, don't talk to anyone, stay 6 feet apart, wear your mask, wear your gloves. I never expected it to get this serious.
Some days I feel like at home there's tantrums and no patience, and that's just me. I'm really missing the social interactions with people. We've had a couple of birthday parties where one we did cake over Zoom and sang happy birthday, and then did like a Netflix party. And then we also did a drive-by where we sang happy birthday to a friend, and it's kind of sad but also sweet because we're reaching out. We were invited to a virtual wedding next weekend on Saturday, so that will be interesting. I haven't done that yet.
We've been spending a lot of time outside, going out into the woods. Today we went mushroom hunting, and I probably have spent entirely too much time snacking and taking naps.
I've been writing. I've been watching a lot of Netflix and Hulu, taking the dog, trying to keep her sane because she definitely feels cooped up. Keeping in touch with friends and family through like Zoom and FaceTime.
Lots of playing games on Zoom with everybody.
I've been streaming on Twitch for during this time, just for fun, just to pass the time mostly. And I had it in my head that I wanted to do a 24-hour stream, but I was like, I don't know, that seems like such an undertaking. And then I thought, well, what if I made it like a charity stream? Because this was the same week that we lost Graham, and I decided to sit at my computer for 24 hours playing video games and talk to my friends to collect donations to raise for COVID relief. And I said if we raised $500, I would dye my hair pink. We did reach that goal. Really didn't expect to. It felt good to do that because it felt like I was giving something back to Graham.
I hope that this sparks a change in the way we live our lives in this country. For too long, it's been consume, no matter who it affects, no matter what it affects.
I picture a more compassionate type of world after this.
They talk about the Seattle freeze and how people are a little cold. Well, I tell you what, walking down the street, everyone is super friendly now. I'm like, hello, how are you doing? And I think this whole process has really made me appreciate everything. All the little dumb things and all the little wonderful things that you always thought were dumb.
We're in a tough time right now collectively. I think it's all about pushing through. We're gonna bounce back from this stronger than ever before, in my opinion. And maybe I'm being optimistic, I don't know, but I think we're all gonna learn a lot from this, and I think we're gonna be better off after this than we were before.